Let's get right into it. Number 1, your eyes are liars. You like to think your eyes are like little video cameras faithfully recording reality. Nope. They're more like a dodgy street magician who's good at misdirection and sometimes drops the deck of cards. What you see is basically your brain filling in the blanks with wild guesses. For example, there's a literal blind spot in each of your eyes, an area where your optic nerve connects to your retina and no light-sensitive cells exist. But you don't notice it because your brain just photoshops over the hole with whatever background color seems to fit. Congratulations, you're walking around every day looking at an AI-generated deep fake of the world. Even worse, your brain constantly edits reality so you don't get overwhelmed. That means half of what you think you're seeing might not even be there in real time. It's like watching a live stream on bad Wi-Fi where the system quietly swaps in cached footage so you don't rage quit life. And that's not even counting optical illusions. You stare at a wavy checkerboard for 2 seconds and suddenly the walls breathe like you're trapped in a dorm room with a broken lava lamp. Illusions prove that your brain doesn't care about truth. It cares about keeping you alive with the quickest, sloppiest interpretation possible. Reality is less cinema in 4K and more shaky bootleg recorded on a Nokia. So the next time you trust your eyes, just remember those 2 liars in your skull are basically interns winging it. Number 2, hearing isn't just hearing your ears. Oh, they're not just picking up sound. They're gossip queens reporting to your brain and tattling about way more than decibels. Ever been in a noisy restaurant and somehow you can still follow your friend's story about their latest bad date? That's the cocktail party effect. Your brain is basically filtering the chaos like a snobby club bouncer, letting in only the important voices. But that filtering system also explains why sometimes you swear you heard your name whispered when nobody said anything. Your brain is constantly scanning for survival-relevant cues like someone calling you, or, I don't know, a predator sneaking up to eat you. It errs on the side of paranoia. And hearing isn't just sound, it's also touch. When you go to a concert and feel the bass rumble through your chest, that's your auditory and tactile senses teaming up like an over-caffeinated DJ and hype man. Your bones, your skin, even the tiny hairs inside your ear canals, they're all part of the sound experience. Basically, you're not hearing the music, you're being beaten up by it at a cellular level. The creepy part. Your ears never stop listening. Even while you sleep, they're still open for business, which is why sudden noises can yank you out of dreamland like an unpaid intern being called into a meeting at 3 a.m. So yeah, hearing is less about sound waves and more about your brain running a 24/7 surveillance system that never clocks out. If your ears had a resume, the job title would be Paranoid Private Investigator. Number 3, smell is basically time travel. You know how a random whiff of cookies instantly teleports you back to your grandma's kitchen? That's not nostalgia, that's your brain rerouting like a drunk GPS. Smell is directly connected to the limbic system, the part of your brain that handles memory and emotion, which means every odor you encounter is basically a bookmark in your life story. But here's the disturbing part. Smell isn't just cozy candle memories, it's also a biological alarm system. You can detect a gas leak at microscopic concentrations, or instantly gag at the smell of rotten meat because evolution wants you to not die. Your ancestors who ignored those smells, spoiler alert, they're not your ancestors. And humans actually used to rely on smell way more than we do now. Ever wonder why people obsess over perfume, cologne, or just the way someone smells? Your brain is low-key evaluating their immune system compatibility. Yeah, when you think you're swooning over a partner's natural scent, it's basically your DNA sniffing around like a matchmaking bloodhound. Here's the kicker: smells never feel outdated. A sound or sight can feel old-fashioned, but smell timeless. One sniff and boom, you're emotionally hijacked, whether you want it or not. Smell is the one sense that doesn't politely ask, it straight up drags you down memory lane. So next time a smell suddenly ruins your day or makes it better, remember, your nose is a bossy little time machine and you're just along for the ride. Number 4, taste is a drama queen. Taste likes to pretend it's running the show, sweet, salty, sour, bitter, umami, but in reality, it's more like a sidekick who needs backup to get anything done. That chocolate bar you love, if you plug your nose, it just tastes like vaguely sweet chalk. Your sense of smell is doing the heavy lifting, while taste sits in the corner shouting, "Hey, don't forget me." And the whole taste buds only detect 5 flavors thing. That's adorable. Taste buds are like weird little political lobbyists spread across your tongue, all voting on how you should feel about what you just shoved into your mouth. Salty says, we need electrolytes. Sweet says, energy. Please bitter screams. Poison alert. Sour says, rotting fruit ahead. Maybe don't. And umami aka savory whispers seductively, protein. Come get some protein. But taste isn't just about survival, it's also about manipulation. The food companies have learned exactly how to hack your tongue like a glitchy old Game Boy. Ever wonder why junk food feels impossible to stop eating? That's the bliss point, the perfect combo of sugar, salt, and fat designed to overwhelm your taste buds and leave your brain begging for more. It's basically legalized flavor blackmail. And here's the kicker, taste is mood dependent. Ever notice airplane food tastes bland? That's because low air pressure messes with your taste receptors. Stress can make things taste more bitter, and pregnancy can make flavors flip from yum to vomit fuel in seconds. So yeah, taste may think it's Beyoncé, but without smell, texture, and psychology, it's just a backup singer desperately trying to hold a note. Number 5. Touch lies constantly. You trust touch because it feels immediate, like, how could your own skin trick you? But oh, it does. For starters, touch is a mashup of multiple sensations: pressure, temperature, texture, vibration, pain. Your brain cobbles all that together into feeling. Sometimes it nails it, other times it creates absolute nonsense. Take the phantom vibration syndrome. Ever thought your phone buzzed in your pocket when it didn't? That's your touch system hallucinating. Your brain is so tuned into expecting notifications that it invents them, like a clingy ex who keeps texting you in spirit form. Or how about phantom limbs? People who lose an arm or leg sometimes still feel it, itching, burning, even pain in a body part that no longer exists. The brain map for that limb is still lit up like Times Square, refusing to admit it's been evicted. Touch is less truth and more delusional landlord. And let's talk about temperature. Ever touched something that felt hot but was actually cold? That's the thermal grill illusion, when conflicting signals from your nerve endings make your brain panic and decide, yeah, sure, it's burning lava, let's go with that. Basically, touch is that unreliable friend who swears they saw your ex at Starbucks when they actually just glimpsed a random guy with similar hair. Your skin's reporting system is dramatic, error-prone, and yet somehow running the entire show. Number 6. Balance is black magic. Most people forget balance even counts as a sense, but without it you'd be flopping around like a drunk flamingo. The secret inside your inner ear are tiny fluid-filled tubes called the vestibular system. When you tilt or move your head, that fluid sloshes around, telling your brain which way is up. It's like having a built-in level tool, except when it glitches, you throw up on a roller coaster. Motion sickness happens because your eyes and inner ear start arguing. Your eyes are like, we're just reading a book in the car, all good. While your inner ear screams, we're moving at 70 millifoure, prepare for impact. Your brain, caught in the middle, decides the only logical solution is nausea, because evolution thinks, if you're this disoriented, you probably ate poison mushrooms, so better expel everything, thanks, brain. And vertigo, that's when your vestibular system goes full, Windows 95 blue screen of death. Your brain literally can't figure out which way is up, so it spins you into panic. So yeah, balance is basically a fragile alliance between your eyes, ears, and brain, and the moment one party gets drunk, the whole coalition collapses. Number 7. Pain is a negotiator. Pain seems straightforward: stub your toe, scream like a dying goat, end of story. But pain isn't a direct message from your body, it's a messy political debate happening in your nervous system. Nerves send signals, but your brain decides how bad it feels. That's why two people can get the exact same paper cut and react totally differently. One shrugs, the other acts like they've been stabbed by Excalibur. It's also why soldiers in battle sometimes don't notice injuries until later, because their brains downgrade pain when survival is the priority. Basically, pain is like customer service. It decides which complaints deserve urgent attention and which ones get put on hold. And then there's referred pain. Ever had a heart attack? Hopefully not, but if you did, you might feel pain in your arm or jaw instead of your chest. That's because your nerves are terrible at filing paperwork, and your brain sometimes mislabels the source. It's like ordering food delivery and having it sent to the wrong address, except instead of your neighbor eating your fries, you're having a medical emergency. Chronic pain takes it even further. Sometimes the injury heals, but the brain keeps pressing repeat on the alarm bells. That's when pain stops being a warning system and becomes a clingy roommate who refuses to move out. So yeah, pain isn't truth. It's more like a nervous system negotiation where the loudest complainer wins. Number 8. Taste of fear, your sixth sense. Okay, so technically humans don't have just 5 senses. We've got extras bonus senses hidden like Easter eggs, one of the most disturbing your ability to sense fear and stress in other people without even realizing it. When someone's scared, their body releases chemosignals, tiny chemical particles you can pick up through smell, even though you're not consciously aware of it. Studies show people who sniff fear, sweat from others, actually become more alert and anxious themselves. Translation: your body can literally catch someone else's bad vibes like secondhand smoke. And it doesn't stop there. Ever walked into a room and felt instantly uneasy for no reason? It might be micro cues, subtle changes in posture, breathing, or even pupil size that your subconscious notices before your conscious brain catches up. Your gut feeling might just be a cocktail of tiny sensory alarms firing off. The creepiest part: other animals use this too. Your dog knows you're stressed long before you do. In fact, they're basically professional mood detectors with tails. Meanwhile, humans strut around pretending we're logical creatures, when really, we're sniffing each other's anxiety clouds like nervous meerkats. So the next time you get a bad vibe from someone, remember, your sixth sense might actually be whispering, "Run, this guy's cortisol levels are through the roof." Number 9. The sensory overlap circus. Here's where it gets truly weird. Your senses don't stay in their lanes. They overlap, cheat, and borrow from each other constantly. Like, ever notice food tastes worse on a paper plate than on a fancy dish? That's your brain letting sight and touch influence taste. Or think about synesthesia, where some people literally see sounds or taste colors. It's not just a quirky party trick, it proves the brain is basically running a messy open office where everyone's files get mixed together. For synesthetes, the senses are so cross-wired that hearing a trumpet might flash a yellow light in their mind, or the letter A might always taste like cinnamon toast. But even without synesthesia, you're constantly blending senses. Music feels sadder in the dark, popcorn tastes better in a theater, and horror movies are scarier with surround sound. Your brain is stacking inputs like a DJ layering tracks, creating an experience that feels real, even if half of it is borrowed data. The dark side. This is why marketers can manipulate you so easily. They know bright red makes food seem sweeter, or why putting chips in a crinkly bag makes them seem fresher. Your senses are gullible little gossipers, and your brain just rolls with it. So yeah, your perception of reality. It's not a neat slideshow of 5 senses, it's a full-blown circus where everyone's drunk, juggling, and stealing each other's spotlight. Number 10. Your brain. Here's story. Your brain is constantly editing. Think about it. Light hits your eyes, sound hits your ears, smells hit your nose, and all of it travels as raw data before your brain assembles it into something that feels like now. Except it's not now, it's a fraction of a second later. You're always living in the past, watching a delayed live stream of the universe like someone stuck on bad hotel Wi-Fi. This delay is why athletes talk about being in the zone. Their brains are predicting the future so smoothly it feels instant. Most of the time, your brain is a sketchy fortune teller, filling in gaps so you don't notice the lag. But when the system glitches like deja vu, you suddenly realize the timeline is out of sync. Deja vu is basically your brain hitting copy-paste on reality and accidentally showing you the same file twice. And if you think that's unnerving, get this: your brain sometimes edits out sensory data entirely. That's called sensory gating. You don't notice the constant feeling of your clothes against your skin, or the hum of the fridge, because your brain decides those details are boring filler. It's like a ruthless movie editor cutting scenes to keep the audience engaged. So every time you confidently say, "I know what I saw," remember you're trusting a brain that lies, cuts corners, and sometimes just makes stuff up. Your version of reality isn't a documentary, it's a highlight reel with a lot of deleted scenes. Number 11. You can hallucinate without trying. When people hear hallucinations, they think LSD trips or scary movies, but your senses can conjure up fake stuff completely uninvited. Ever hear a phantom phone ring or swear you saw someone out of the corner of your eye when nobody was there? That's your brain glitching under pressure. Sleep paralysis is a prime example. Your body is frozen so you don't act out your dreams, but if you wake up mid-cycle, your brain panics. Cue the shadowy figure in the corner that isn't really there. Millions of people report the exact same hallucination, a dark presence watching, because our brains all run on the same creepy factory settings. Even healthy people hallucinate under the right conditions. Sensory deprivation tanks, long periods of isolation, or even staring at your own face in the mirror too long can make your brain invent stuff. Why? Because when senses go quiet, the brain freaks out and starts filling the silence with imaginary monsters. So yeah, hallucinations aren't rare. They're built in. Reality isn't a stable feed, it's a projector, and sometimes the film burns and you get an accidental horror reel. Number 12. The disturbing big picture. Here's the punchline to all of this. Your senses aren't truth detectors. They're survival tools, optimized to keep you alive, not to give you a perfect picture of reality. Your eyes lie, your ears hallucinate, your nose time travels, your tongue gets manipulated, your skin makes stuff up, and your brain edits the whole mess into something vaguely coherent. Basically, you're not experiencing the world, you're experiencing your brain's fan fiction of the world, and it's a low-budget production with plot holes everywhere. So the next time someone says, "I'll believe it when I see it," you can laugh, because seeing is literally the least reliable thing you can do. That's all for today. I'll be making similar videos in the future. Subscribe to see them.